Education Cabinet Secretary Professor George Magoha has been on the receiving end after suspending registration of new schools, saying that the process was supposed to resume after stakeholders responsible for the process developed new guidelines.
You know, the reason why we are starting new schools is, number one, because of the introduction of free day secondary education. So that there's so many parents who cannot, Mr. Speaker, afford to send their children to boarding schools, and many schools which are very far. Now, these are schools that we are starting closer to the parents, closer to the students.
Mr. Speaker.
This, however, raised questions during an ongoing session in Parliament today, with the parliamentarians noting that demand for education has gone up since the introduction of free education, which has seen most schools congested and lack proper infrastructure.
It's reached a time we must define what a school is in terms of enrollment. A school with 2,000 learners ceases to be a school. And therefore, over-enrolling schools and refusing or stopping creation of new ones is actually creating a mess.
The legislators argued that the introduction of new schools in some parts of the country is aimed at reducing the distance which learners have to cover to access nearby public schools.
These are issues. These are COVID times. We cannot be saying that we want students to observe social distance and lumping them in one school by saying that we are not going to register schools.
The House has to this end summoned the Education Cabinet Secretary to appear this coming Wednesday before the Education Committee to shed more light on the stalemate.
Wednesday next week, the CS should appear before the committee. And the members who have issues, you will be ready to come and prosecute the specific issues.
Georgina Magondu, K24, Nairobi.